This is Fresno State, California State University, Fresno. It began here with an assignment to look into my educational history. How did I get here? How did I become a healer? What made me choose this path? Come with me on a journey into my past. This is the Crement School of Education, where it all comes together. I come here once a week to study with my group of 12 healers. We are social justice advocates. I am a social justice advocate wanting to shape society by creating new knowledge. In this journey, we are guided by amazing professors. Without them, we couldn't have come this far. We all came here with different points of view, but by spending time together in study and practice, I've seen us all become more united.
Vivian was born in Nigeria, West Africa. She spent her early days in Lagos, the capital there, and the current capital is Abuja.
Fascinating Nigeria. Located on the western shores of Africa, Nigeria is a welcoming country which promises a fascinating experience for everyone. Welcome to Abuja, the capital of the country. Here you will discover Nigeria's religious and cultural diversity, while enjoying the many international hotels offering first-rate hospitality and top-of-the-class business facilities. Step into the exciting city of Lagos, a place where tradition and modernity come together. Considered Africa's own Big Apple, the city is home to luxurious hotels and some of the best shops and restaurants in the country. Enjoy the unique nightlife and thriving music scene of one of the most vibrant cities on earth. A country with 170 million people. Africa's biggest market. Extraordinary, fascinating Nigeria.
A little bit about my family background. My paternal grandfather was a local ruler with 24 wives and 120 children. He had little Western education, but he was well schooled in tribal knowledge. My dad was a medical doctor with the Nigerian Air Force. He became the Director of Medical Services for the Air Force before he retired from service. In this group picture, my dad is pictured with his classmates of the graduating class for his medical school. He went on after retirement to set up medical practice with two of the gentlemen in the picture. My family consists of a group of highly educated individuals. My stepmom was an educator with the Federal Ministry of Education. My mom is a nurse, and among my siblings is a naval admiral, a commercial pilot, accountants, engineers, one pediatrician, one artist, and one teacher/pastor, yours truly.
This is the Air Force Base where I went to nursery and primary school. My school, Air Force Primary School, was a part of a system of schools run by the Air Force on each of its bases. It had a nursery school, a primary school, and a secondary school. At the end of primary school, we wrote the National Common Entrance Exam for secondary school. I was active in the Quiz and Debate Society and was also a top student in my years at Air Force Primary School.
Federal Government Girls College Shagamu, or FGGC Shagamu, my secondary school, or high school as we know it here, Pro Unitate. We went there just after our 11th birthday and spent 6 years there. It involves 3 years of junior secondary school and 3 years of senior secondary school. At the time we went there, our Minister of Education had just introduced the 6334 system of education. This is 6 years of primary schooling, 3 years of junior secondary, 3 years of senior secondary, and 4 years of university. This was to replace the existing school system of 5 years of primary and 5 years of secondary and 3 years of university education. At the end of our time at secondary school, we had to write the JAMB, which was Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board exams for college entry. This is kind of equivalent to the SATs in the United States. And we also had to write the Senior Secondary Certificate Examinations, or SSCE, which is equivalent to the California High School Exit exams. JAMB scores determined which course we got to study in university, and SSCE results determined if we actually graduated from secondary school, and the scores ranged from A1 to F9. During the time that we went to school, the government had a quota system for admissions into universities depending on what area of the country one originated from. By junior secondary school, too, we were separated into arts and sciences according to our choice of study path. Here are some pictures of our daily life in boarding school. It was exciting. It was a great time of our lives, and it seems like a lifetime away. The pictures with us wearing green uniforms with a white tie that is stuck on is when we were in junior secondary, and when we have white blouses and green skirts is when we're already in senior secondary. And the colorful check uniforms are the uniforms we wore in the dormitories after classes. It was called our house wear. And when we wore white, it was time for chapel or mosque or whatever religion one practiced. It was different pictures of us being in the classroom, being in the dining hall, which is what we called our cafeteria, and being in sports activities and cultural dances. And one of the pictures, the earlier pictures there, is of our 10th anniversary celebration for the founding of the school, as well as things like speech and prize giving days and inter-house sports competitions. My graduating class recently had a get-together to mark reunion after all these years of graduating, and we did things like traveling to New York for a holiday and going to Portugal for a destination resort holiday. It was really nice seeing friends that one hadn't seen for a long time and knowing where we all are at this time in our lives. Welcome to JUS, home of University of JUS. Great JUSites. I applied to study medicine but had to spend my first year in remedial studies because of a low score in physics. However, at the end of my year of remedial studies, I decided to go with biology education. I don't really know why. I think it was an easy way out because biology education involved 4 years of study instead of the 7 years I would have to commit to studying medicine. During my time there was frequent strikes of the Academic Staff Union of Universities as well as the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, being because of poor salaries and poor working conditions. So I actually spent 6 years to complete a 4-year program because we would go home for short breaks and end up staying at home for 6 months during strikes. I ended up graduating with a BSc in biology education and then off to serve my nation for 1 year at NYSC. NYSC is the National Youth Service Corps. It's a compulsory service for all university graduates in Nigeria. After NYSC, I spent the next few years traveling with my young family. I call this my multicultural education. I traveled from place to place as a teacher and as a Christian worker. In the past 6 years, I've worked as a pastor in California, but I had always known that I would come back for a master's in educational leadership and admin. And so 2 years ago, I decided to apply for the Hill program. And it's funny how I decided to choose the Hill pathway. And so I got a call from the admission advisor, and they asked me what was my purpose of study. Was I studying for a credential, or was I going to be in higher education? And I said, what is the qualification needed to be in the credential program? And they said, you have to have been teaching in California for 5 years. So I said, okay. So I haven't been teaching for 5 years. That means I have to be in higher education. And so that's how I got into Hill. I'm glad that I am here. I've learned so much for being here. And now I feel as if I can do anything with the next phase of my future. Thank you. Library is one of the places that I frequent most often on campus. It's the place where it all comes together for me. Every time I have something that seems too difficult to do, I come here, spend a few hours, get some material together, and I really like going to the graduate writing studio. It was a great support for me. When I think about it, I never actually stopped studying. I was always preparing for one certificate or the other. But now, after a long time, I'm back in the classroom. And this is because I believe in lifelong learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I believe in the power of education to expand my mind, to expand my capacity for growth and development. So I will never stop learning.